Joy.
J-O-Y.
Disappearance.
D-I-S-A-P-P-E-A-R-C-E.
No.
A-N-C-E.
Yes, well done.
This is my son, Arthur. He has dyslexia.
Jelly bean kids! Jelly bean kids!
About 1 in 10 people in the UK have it. Most of us understand dyslexia to be a disability, a problem with reading and writing. Perhaps it's no surprise that studies have shown 50% of prisoners have dyslexia and presumably struggled at school. But how do you explain that people with dyslexia also make up high numbers of successful entrepreneurs?
I'd actually had to leave school at 15 because I was so bad.
And how is it that people with dyslexia achieve success in many different fields?
I think people who are not dyslexic tend to think up and down the line, and we tend to think sideways.
Could it be that our assumption that dyslexia is only a disability is outdated?
We've misunderstood how our species have evolved. This form of cognition was critical to our survival and may be critical to our survival in the future.
Over the next 12 months, I'm going to investigate whether dyslexia is just a weakness or a strength too. It's a debate that divides the dyslexia world.
Because you have a problem acquiring literacy, which suggests that that would lead to some kind of superior performance in any other kind of way.
There's no evidence for that whatsoever.
There will always be a lot of naysayers about areas of creativity and human potential.
But this is no ordinary investigation. Arthur and his mum Suzanne and his younger brother Harry are coming with me.
Oh my God, oh my God, that's so cool.
I've been lucky to work in TV, but at school I really struggled badly with reading and writing, just like Arthur. Could it be that I might have dyslexia?
Crikey.
I'm going to find out during the making of this film.
Guess all this. It's like impossible.
If I've passed dyslexia onto my son, is that just a curse, or might it also be a gift?
My name's Arthur, and I'm going to be in a documentary called Father, Son, but it's spelled wrong.
Is it open now?
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
see
I can
me?
see you.
Press record then.
Where's the record button?
It's the red one on the side. Can you see it?
It's recording.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
So can you see me?
Yeah.
So you can go in tight on my face, can you?
Yeah.
And does it refocus? Does it stay in focus?
Yeah. I can see your nose.
To make this film, I've given Arthur his own camera, so he can film me while I'm filming him.
There's not just one filmer, it's both of us. It's like I'm taking over your job. It's like the better version of you, yeah? Younger version.
Maybe younger, yeah. I don't know about better. Certainly younger.
Yeah.
Artie didn't start talking until he was 3. Most children begin before they're 2. He couldn't remember any nouns, so all objects, tables, chairs and cars, were called dat.
Hello.
Biff and chip, something.
On the sand.
What do you think it could be?
Made.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Arthur was assessed for dyslexia when he was 9. The report showed he had weaknesses and strengths, the reading age of a 5-year-old, but the visual memory of a 16-year-old.
What do we glean from this report about our son? So he's a smart kid.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. I think that's what's really particularly frustrating for parents of dyslexic kids is that we know they're smart.
Who wants to be the murderer? Be the murderer.
In November, Arthur celebrated his 11th birthday. He faces a tough final year of primary school.
Wait, the murderer has to be able to win. Wait,
In the spring, he will sit his SATs tests, which assess the attainment levels of all Year 6 children across the country. Then, in September, he starts secondary school. But we're worried he might not be ready for it. In our house, we've got lots of books which celebrate dyslexia as a gift, and I'm keen for Arthur to meet successful people with dyslexia as part of our film.
And the Austro-Hungarian Empire? Yeah, that's all they did was slowly collapse like a flan in a cupboard.
So we're writing to entrepreneur Richard Branson and the comedian Eddie Izzard, because that's Arthur's dream, to be a comedian.
Hitler never played Risk when he was a kid. Australasia, that was the one, Australasia. All the purples. Get everyone on Papua New Guinea and just build up.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Why do you want to be a stand-up comedian?
Because I want to make people laugh. I think I'll be good at making stories up, putting myself in those stories and telling me how I felt.
New document here, right? Okay, so...
Dear Eddie, would you like, I'm fast at this, to take part, how should I phrase it, Dad?
Well, just what do you think? Would you like to take part?
In our documentary.
Do you want some help with the word documentary?
Oh, I think I got it right. D-O-C-U-M-E-N-T-R-Y.
Nearly. Well, it's just, yeah, that's almost perfect, Arthur.
I would like to be a comedian when I grow up, and I look up to you as you are a very iconic comedian who is special to me because you are dyslexic.
Wow, that's brilliant, Arthur. Fantastic, well done, love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much of our knowledge about the growing child is still so new that it'll take years to form a complete picture. Take this child as an example. You might consider him very backward, yet on the contrary, although he's very intelligent, he can't read or write. Doctors call this inability to read dyslexia.
Dyslexia was first identified in the 19th century as a difficulty with reading and writing in children with normal levels of intelligence.
Capacitor. The word is capacitor. Do you know what a capacitor is?
It's an electrical thing which is used in wirelesses and other things, which stores electricity and lets them out in bursts.
For a while in the 20th century, it was called word blindness when its cause was deemed to be to do with a problem with the eyes.
Indeed, the condition has hardly been recognized until lately. Possibly 1 in 50 children of school age is a victim of this crippling affliction.
Then, in the 1970s, a young PhD student noticed that dyslexic children she was studying had problems in pronouncing some words and in connecting their sounds to the letters. For example, this poor boy struggling to isolate the sound in the word duck.
Now, look, which vowel have you got in duck? How do you get a duck sound? Uck.
O-U.
Uck.
She called this theory the phonological deficit hypothesis, and it has been the most widely accepted theory of the cause of dyslexia in the last 50 years.
Come in.
Today, Professor Margaret Snowling is president of St John's College at Oxford University.
People think dyslexia is a visual difficulty often, and reading seems like a very visual process. But the clue is that in order to learn to read, you have to be able to understand how the spoken word relates to the written word. So to test phonological skills, we have to have verbal tests which draw on the sound system. These might be things like switching the sounds, which we call a spoonerism task, is we give you 2 words and we need you to segment the first speech sound and to move it, sort of manipulate it in your mind. So there you're getting at your ability to access sounds and to manipulate them. And that's quite important for blending sounds together if we're reading, you know, going from dog to dog if you're a child. So that's going to be challenging if you've got any kind of phonological difficulty.
Since I was in the company of one of the most respected academics in the dyslexia field, I couldn't help asking if she'd carry out one of the Spoonerism tests on me.
You're happy?
We're always recording. We're always recording. Always recording.
We hadn't wanted to take Arthur out of school, so Suzanne filmed me on this occasion.
So we'll start off by trying your own name. So Richard Mesa. So Richard starts with a R sound.
Yes.
And Mesa with a M. So you've got to switch them around. So that becomes...
Mitchard Racer.
Excellent. Well done. Okay. Heather Mills.
Heather Mills. Yes, yeah, I'm panicking a bit now. I can't even do it. I'll have to just...
Heather Mills.
Heather Mills would be Miller.
Okay, let's try another.
It's not appropriate for you to laugh. No, so can you just stop laughing? Oh,
okay, and a couple more. Philip Sands.
Philip Sands. Silip. Fans.
Very good. Charlie Tonk.
Charlie Tonk. Tarly Chonk.
Very good.
I get that right?
You got them right, yes.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes. They were the hardest, the last two.
Oh, were they?
But you actually struggled more on the easier ones, given your profession and given your level of education. You were determined to get them right, but you were quite slow, and sometimes you made the odd error. You're slow but accurate.
It's never a good thing to hear that you're slow, is it? I mean, unless you're a sloth or
a snail.
Or a snail.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Not for a human.
Maggie Snowling's test, or perhaps that should be Saggy Manoling's test, exposed a key vulnerability I've always felt, that slowness is acquainted with stupidity. On the evidence of her phonological tests, she thought I might well be dyslexic, but I will have to wait for my assessment to find out.
And can you say Uznat? Okay, so that's easy. So I'm going to make it...
Here, in these hallowed halls, Professor Snowling is very much at the heart of the academic establishment. But she admits she's not really part of that burgeoning community of people who see dyslexia as a strength.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the next few minutes' time, this service will be arriving into London Euston.
We are on our way to London to meet with some people who think their dyslexia is key to their success.
Like, say, I
like a ventriloquist.
Yeah, like a ventriloquist. And say, like, this sentence. I would like mashed potatoes and beans for my tea. I would like mashed potatoes and beans for my tea.
I would like mashed potato and beans for my tea.
That's really good, actually.
I like your pink dress.
Oh, your lips moved on pink.
I like your pink dress.
Breast. He said, I like your pink breast.
That's because B and P are kind of cousins in the way that you say them.
Oh my God, I hate P and P's.
P and D are related sounds.
Good for you to become a ventriloquist, because they're not very popular anymore. There aren't any young ventriloquists.
No, that's true.
You could go on Britain's Got Talent.
The boys and I have come to meet designer Abe Rogers. Last year, Abe took part in an exhibition showcasing the work of dyslexic designers as part of London Design Week.
My name's Arthur.
Hello, Arthur.
Well, it's like a giant brain.
Collated in his studio were a number of strange items by different designers from the show. A vase that would change its position as the flower drank the water. And jewellery inspired by parts of the body.
These are fingertips. The tip of it goes underneath the nail.
Stop attacking me with that nail.
No.
I don't think the designer will be very pleased. It's not a weapon.
There was a soap with no centre.
Harry, do you think if we had a soap like that in the house, you'd be more inclined to have a shower?
No.
And a drawing of the brain that used a sewing machine rather than pen and paper.
because it's about deconstructing the brief. I think the thinking process of a dyslexic through the neurodiversity is much less linear, so it takes in many different perspectives and different moments and comes up with a solution which is unexpected.
I find it quite interesting how like the words are quite blurred out. They're not like as interesting as like the colours of the brain. It's not the important thing, it's the brain is the importance.
Maybe a dyslexic brain is more multicoloured.
Abe has created a ladder which thinks it's a chair. Or maybe it's a chair which thinks it's a ladder. Either way, you won't find it in your local B&Q.
It is about getting a different perspective. See, but there's nothing fixed. It's all. This is just resting on the wall, and it's just 4 moments of friction. But then it's also designed around the narrative of life. So you can put your sketchbook on here and pull that around and draw. And you're too young to drink, but if you weren't, you could have a glass of wine and you slide that across here. So it has all your accessories around it. So it works as a multi-layered thing, like you would lean on your brother. He's never done that before, because I was playing it when you sat up.
What's the sound?
It was defying gravity for a moment. It's fine now. Maybe not.
Wait, can I take a picture? Yeah.
It was a surreal experience at the top of the ladder chair, being filmed by Arthur. Dyslexics are meant to be good at thinking outside the box, and the items collected here are a good example of just that. Some of the most creative people have been dyslexic, like Pablo Picasso and Walt Disney. Abe's father, Richard Rogers, is the famous architect who created the iconic Pompidou Centre in Paris, and he also designed these modernist chairs, which break the rules of furniture construction.
And this is a design classic I was just sitting on. He's moved the legs close together.
And so this was designed by your father?
Yes.
And he was also dyslexic?
He was very dyslexic, and he was very, I suppose, dyslexic before much was written about it to an extent. His ambition at school, he always says, was to become second last.
What was your experience of school like?
Yeah, I kind of loved school, but school hated me. So I have 2 O-levels and an MA from the Royal College of Art, which is a funny juxtaposition of exams. And I'm not sure if you could do that now. I think the way education has been developed is completely about what is perceived as the normal brain. It's about this very linear, learn subjects, report, write down exams, pass. And there's very little place for other people to go.
I remember in, I think it was probably year 8 or year 9, and my English teacher saying, if you don't pass your GCSEs, then you'll get nowhere in life. And me getting like, no, like, sort of my dad struggled with passing, and my granddad, I think so too, and they're in a great place. If
you just meet short-minded teachers and mentors that don't understand you, you end up in a very different way, and you can become very destructive. I was very disruptive at school, certainly.
Well, you were like a naughty boy?
I was quite a naughty boy. I got asked to leave from quite a few schools, yeah. But mainly because the system didn't really understand me. And it was
what naughty things did you do?
Oh, I don't know, lots. I think I threw some paintings at some windows at some point. Other such troublesome things. Breaking rules seemed to be fun.
Don't be listening to any of this, boys, okay? Or maybe they should.
Research has shown that dyslexia could be hereditary. In fact, in particular, passed down from fathers to firstborn sons. The success of Abe and his father would seem to back this up. And Arthur has a lot in common with me. We both appreciated the weird logic of the chair-ladder hybrid. He definitely has a different way of thinking.
What did you think of the ladder?
The ladder was interesting because like a ladder is supposed to get you to your destination, but this ladder was your destination.
But like Abe's family, Arthur has not had a great time at school.
I just want to go to high school.
Do you? Why?
I don't know, I guess I've had quite a hard time at primary school. Like, I enjoyed being with teachers a lot of the time, but...
When I was Arthur's age, I would escape from the horrors of the classroom into an imaginary world, and my son created a similar thing.
I used to find school like really difficult, stressful, so I made this imaginary world and I used to go there all the time. I'd after finish school or like breaks at lunchtime. But I came out of it because, you know, it's like I was getting older and people might think it was weird.
Okay, I've got these sequencing cards here. I want you to look at them and put them in order for me. And then
Like Arthur, I had to work incredibly hard to learn to read and write. But dyslexia is not just about having difficulties with literacy.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So to help my son, we've also recently started him with a speech therapist too. Just like his father, Arthur also has issues with short-term memory, processing speed and sequencing, which this activity is designed to test.
I think I've got it wrong. I'm not sure what this is.
Right, so...
Stories.
Tell me what you
So I think the story is we're moving to a new house. The truckers came. They're putting some stuff in. The dad's helping. Then the children, it's like the dogs meet, so 2 fingers, and then like everybody meets, and then like these people decide to help with the family.
Okay, almost.
The thing about dyslexia is it's a continuum. It can be mild and it can be severe. Arthur's is moderate.
Because again, if you look at the children here and the children there, they're different children, aren't they? Does that make a bit more sense? Yeah?
There's a statistic from the Department of Education that haunts me. Over half the children who get excluded at school have special educational needs. I imagine many of those will have dyslexia. Schools don't always spot dyslexia in their pupils, and as a result they fall through the cracks. But in a way, Arthur is lucky, because we paid to have him assessed.
Robert Napa McGregor.
It's February, and we're halfway through Arthur's last year of primary school. We've come on a fishing trip to Scotland. It's a chance to find out how he thinks he's doing.
It's so cold.
Keep the tension up. Keep the rod up. Up.
I feel like an opera singer! Oh my god!
Hold the rod up. Hold it up. Oh, it's just a small one to start with.
You think that's small? That's not a small fish!
You see the teeth? Look at these teeth here.
Wow.
You can touch them if you want. You see? Very carefully. Want to put it back?
My baby!
You hold him here. And he's going to swim off. Oh, and he's gone. Do you see how he swam off? He goes really deep.
How are you boys feeling about going back to school after half term?
I think it's interesting in a slightly awkward way.
Interesting in a slightly awkward way?
Yeah,
What
because
is?
like, it's interesting because you learn new things, but at the same time you're getting taught things.
Are you saying there's a difference between learning and being taught?
Yeah. Whilst the teaching is going on, you can almost not learn. Not because you already know it, not because you don't want to, but it's because, like, you can't understand it. It's like you can't touch it. It's like if you can't touch a porcupine's skin because it's protected by all those like little sharp things. But
Yes.
if I touched it, ow, and then I wouldn't be able to touch the skin, and that might be like you might not be able to touch the learning.
Quite visual anecdotes you're giving there.
I know, because I think in pictures, yeah. It's like, literally, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about words. It's like, words, things you say, things you use, it's like, it's not my thing.
Arthur uses lovely metaphors, partly because he can't find the words to describe what he is saying. So as a direct result of his dyslexic weakness, he's got a dyslexic strength. Could that be right? I'm on my way to meet with one of the most controversial academics in the dyslexia field. The head of psychology at Durham University, Professor Julian Elliott, believes the label dyslexia is misused.
The question is, are some youngsters getting really expensive specialist help? But in a sense, why would that one and not all the other children?
Yes, I think it is personal to some people, and that's absolutely...
His student, Brittany, has compiled research to back up this theory.
The label is not helpful in professional practice in terms of what we're going to do next.
But I wanted to ask him about strengths versus weaknesses.
It seems plausible to me if you might have a brain that is weak in a certain area, it might have strengths in other areas.
There's no evidence for that whatsoever, as far as I understand from the scientific literature. That because you have a problem acquiring literacy, which suggests that that would lead to some kind of superior performance in any other kind of way, it just doesn't exist. It's a nice thing to have, it's a nice thing to be able to believe, because it kind of makes us feel good about ourselves, but sadly the evidence isn't there.
But can't you take a leap of faith? Obviously the science is dragging behind us with the brain. I understand the brain, but the brain, everyone's brains are so different.
No, because you compensate by avoiding the thing perhaps that you, or not spending so much time on the thing that gives you great difficulty, and you put your energies into things where you have strengths, and so therefore that would develop a strength, not because it's some kind of biological, you've got some biological advantage from the dyslexia or the reading difficulty that you've got, so much as that you are putting your energies into things where that problem won't get in the way as much.
Do you agree with me, or do you agree with Professor?
I'm going to use my Fifth Amendment right.
I do understand Professor Elliott's point about compensation. A blind person might develop a heightened sense of hearing as a compensation for their lack of sight. But is that all that is happening when a dyslexic person is good at something? Of all the books espousing dyslexia as a gift, perhaps the most influential was written by a husband and wife from Seattle, Dr. Finette Eade, and her husband, Brock.
Hello. Hi. Hi there.
Their book, The Dyslexic Advantage, argues that dyslexic brains are wired differently to non-dyslexics, and as a result, have particular strengths.
You know, I think that there will always be a lot of naysayers about areas of creativity and human potential. What you can say is that there are these intriguing studies that show that dyslexics outperform non-dyslexics.
One of the studies they refer to in their book shows that dyslexic people did better than non-dyslexics in 3D tests.
Because, of course, in the real world, where you've got things like architecture, you've got things like engineering, building, actual things, that's going to take a different kind of skill set. But if you talk about a paper and pencil test, it looks like they're either average or even below average in some areas. So yeah, it doesn't matter to me that you've got this one guy who says he doesn't believe in the strengths, because you know what, there are going to be more people who don't believe in the strengths. But it does matter to you if you find that you have them, and it does matter to you if you're a parent and your student has them too.
Thanks ever so much for talking to us. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Bye.
Bye.
And now I need to just cut trees and there.
The dyslexia world has suffered from infighting for many years, with academics arguing over the causes and the treatments too.
Dad, do you like it?
What have you done?
Football players' legs, a rugby player.
And the truth is, much more research goes into dyslexia as a disability because it's still having a devastating effect on children in classrooms.
The thing is, the newspaper is full of weird people, and like, you can just get them to do things.
Do you know what you can also do? If you cut the words out, you can create funny sentences, can't you?
Yeah, maybe.
But if dyslexia isn't a strength, how can we explain that so many different industries are populated by dyslexic people? In America, 50% of NASA's employees are reportedly dyslexic. And in the UK, organisations like GCHQ take on high numbers of dyslexic people.
There it comes. Dun, 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 dun. There he is in his red shoes.
Sadly, such enlightenment didn't exist in the 1980s when I had an interview for a job in media sales. And as a test, I had to name as many things you could do with a frisbee in under 1 minute. I came up with some good ones, like eat your lunch off it and use it as a sledge. But after much deliberation, they told me I hadn't got the job because I was too slow.
Mum and Dad are quite like me. I think Dad is probably dyslexic. Yeah.
This must be the entrance over here, Arthur.
I've brought Arthur and Harry to a giant lab in West London, which, just like NASA and GCHQ, employs lots of dyslexic people.
This laser will go up through that optic. Whoa.
The National Physical Laboratory is where things like light, weight, sound and time get measured with great precision.
Oh my God.
He's going to drive it.
What? Oh my God, that's so cool.
You see, the creative thinking of dyslexic minds can be applied to science too. Albert Einstein was dyslexic.
It was like the first one's heavier. Yeah, and then
put them all
to get it lighter.
In fact, there are so many dyslexics here that they've set up their own group, which meets once a month.
Is there something about the National Physical Laboratory that attracts dyslexics?
There is a growing awareness that that is a resource that can be tapped into, and a resource which can be used to solve problems more efficiently. The science that I do at MPL is about creative thinking, and dyslexic mind is normally more associated to creative thinking. So it's not just about doing the same rote things over and over again. Part of it is about that creativity, and that is what I think my dyslexic mind brings to that.
I kind of see things that maybe other people wouldn't have been able to compare the data in a certain way. So it allows me to kind of make reports that others wouldn't very quickly, just because I'm thinking about it in maybe a different way to what they would have.
Having a non-diverse workforce isn't what science is about. You need that diversity to come at the problem from multiple different angles, and whether that's from neurodiverse perspective or just from a background perspective. If everyone in my team was the same as me, we wouldn't solve the problems. We need a variety of people there. So
I find in school I don't know a lot of people who are dyslexic. The school I was at, primary school, there's over 700 children still. Not really, no one knows they're dyslexic. Or maybe their dyslexia isn't like a really big rash yet. Maybe it's a big rash when they go to, work, or maybe it's a big rash when they're in schools. Like, yeah. Sorry, I've got too many ideas.
I really like your analogy of a rash. For me, my rash flared when I was in my second year at university. It's when you have that, realise you're struggling, you're trying as hard as you possibly can, and you don't seem to be making the same progress as your classmates. Quite a lot of the process is so negative as well. It's always identifying what you're weak at. It's never identifying what your superpower is at dyslexic. That is kind of what actually part of this process needs to be about, is saying, actually, it's not just what you're bad at, it's what you're good at as well.
Yeah, superpower, totally. But also thinking outside the box, we call it, we call like being dyslexic.
Watching these successful adults listening intently to my son made me aware how inspired he had become. The further we travelled into the dyslexic community, the more his confidence grew. It was as if we were becoming part of a movement of people united by the idea of positive dyslexia.
Yep.
We met a pair of academics who had devised an app to help spot the talents in dyslexic children early on at school.
In my own view, the key aim for the educational system is to allow all children to develop to their strengths, so that by the time they leave junior school, they have a good idea of what they would like to do. Then they will really take off and fly and won't actually have the trauma which besets many dyslexic kids early in school life and has a whole range of knock-on effects later on.
We were guests at the world's first film festival for dyslexic directors. And we got to meet the dyslexic billionaire, Richard Branson.
He's coming now, he's coming.
Hi. So Arthur, this is Richard.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, great.
He had some rebellious advice for my son about his forthcoming SATs.
Exams it's all to do with facts and facts and facts, and if you're not good with the facts and you don't do well in exams, your parents will hate me for saying this, but don't worry too much about it. What are the things that you find that you're good at doing in life?
Well, yeah, I want to be a comedian when I grow up, because I think my dyslexia helps me with making people laugh.
You don't have any sort of set jokes that you tell people?
I'm not very good at jokes, but I'm quite good at doing pretend boxing.
Right. Let's see it.
Yeah. Kind of like. That kind of like. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. Too long heads.
It's lovely meeting you. Bye. Quite a happy person and, you know, quite jolly. I quite like Father Christmas.
But just a few weeks into Arthur's spring term, he came home after a distressing day in the classroom. In the past, we've been called by the school when he's punched walls and got upset. We know he's really struggled to keep up with his classmates. The school have told us he may not make the grade in some of his SATs, and we know his writing is a year behind what it should be. I can recall having similar feelings about my time at school. In the 1970s, kids like me were affectionately described as retarded. That's me on the back row with my tie out. I was struggling so much, my parents put me in for an entrance exam at a small private school, which I failed. But the school said I could join on 2 conditions. I dropped down a year into a class of younger kids, and I boarded.
Where are we going then?
So we're going to my old school, which I went to, and I...
Is this the one that you slept at?
If I remember right, there's a couple of little roundabouts, and then...
So you tell me what you think, and then we'll find out.
And then, a couple of little roundabouts or something like that, and then it's a left just after this hump. And every time my dad used to take me back. Every time my dad took me back here, I used to be able to remember all the... I used to remember all the features on the road going down, because I used to hate the journey so much.
How old were you?
I was about 8 or 9.
8 or... okay. Do you think it helped you, or do you think it was a waste of time?
I think it helped me academically, but it upset me at the time too.
Do you think it's crushed you?
Crushed me?
Yeah, crushed your soul.
I don't know about that.
I wanted to tell Arthur about a strange event that happened every sports day at the end of the school year.
The last race of the day was, on sports day, was a thing called the Odds and Sods race.
Oh, what's that?
Well, the Odds and Sods race was a race for all the kids who were differently abled, if you like, and I was always entered for the Odds and Sods race. There was an overweight kid, there was a partially sighted kid, there was...
you were in it?
There was me, and there was a kid with a club foot. And the 2 years I was here, I got entered for it both years, and I won it both times. It's quite politically incorrect, isn't it?
Oh yeah, very. It's very discluding. Very discluding. The people who were in the odds and sods, you could have easily seen that they were different, and that's why they were excluded. So in this school, the odds and sods, the people in the odds and sods their weaknesses stand out, but the people who weren't in the odds and sods, their weaknesses don't stand out in school. And I think that's how it works, yeah.
So I see the point you're making is that everybody in the school could have been an odd and a sod.
Yeah.
Arthur often surprises me with the things he picks up on. There is something very emotionally intelligent about him. And it's suggested this is another dyslexic trait. But perhaps Arthur has benefited from knowing that he has differences, and that's given him a valuable perspective. It would have been so nice for me to have known what was making me different in 1977. So 40 years later, I'm arriving at a house in Warrington where a dyslexia assessor called Bernie Gartside is going to help me find the answer.
Okay, so first of all, so this one's matrices. We're looking at where you make links and patterns.
The test for dyslexia involves quite a few different things.
Okay, shot of this. Just get a quick shot of this. It's like impossible.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There, which one of those completes the picture of this?
I was tested for visual memory and spatial awareness.
Are we near the end?
No.
I was drilled on phonics.
Say popcorn.
Popcorn.
And again without the pop.
Corn.
Say always.
Always.
And again without the or.
Ways.
Say faster.
Faster.
Without the s.
Fatter.
And finally, examined for reading speed, silent reading, and coordination. When the test was over, Bernie sent me into the garden while she totted up my scores.
My main concern is my son. He's got a lot of qualities I never had, but he's also got some difficulties, so that's the thing.
You ready for me?
Yeah, I'm ready for you. So you're going to say to me now, what do these scores mean?
What do these scores mean?
So you're a little bit in the middle here because you do have a specific learning difficulty, but at this moment in time, I wouldn't characterise as sitting within the dyslexia boundary, mainly because you've got such really good compensatory strategies and you've got such good skills.
If I've developed compensatory strategies, which
Yeah.
obviously I've developed over my life,
Yeah.
would the chances be that if I had sat this test at age 8, would I have come up as dyslexic then?
If you sat this test at a younger age, then obviously you won't have developed as many skills. So that can make a difference. My gut feeling is we'll just be staying at specific learning difficulties because of how you've developed. Yeah, I think you have a lovely voice there.
Well, it's been great to meet you.
Yeah, no. Thank you very much.
Thank
Coming
you.
down. Thank you for your time.
Disappointing.
Bernie couldn't put a name to it, but her test result confirmed a suspicion that has dogged me since I was a child, that I am different. And more importantly, now that I know I have a specific learning difficulty, it's highly likely that I've passed it on to Arthur. But the question still remains, is that just a bad thing, or could it be a good thing too? Tomorrow is the start of Arthur's SATS tests.
Night-night, Harry.
Good night.
Sweet dreams, Artie. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Or lay eggs in your brain.
Or what?
Or lay eggs in your brain.
All right.
They'll get in through your skin, slowly creep up your spine, then devour your brain and eat your nose.
Sweet dreams to you.
Okay, so ill-natured.
I-L-L hyphen.
Yeah.
Over the next 4 days, he will sit 2 maths papers, a grammar and punctuation, a comprehension, and a spelling, which is today. It's the one we most fear.
N-A T.
Yeah.
I.
No.
Oh, nature.
Because of his dyslexia, he gets extra time in these tests.
ED.
Well done. Get in.
Yay!
Woohoo! Right, I'll go back and get the swimming kit. Give us a kiss.
Okay. Bye.
See you later. Have a good day.
Bye.
Harry is 2 years younger than Arthur and has always found reading and writing quite straightforward. But he's dealt well with the attention his older brother has been getting due to his difficulties.
Did you feel a bit fed up about Arthur getting all the attention, love?
Yeah. You know, I don't really mean it when I say it, but sometimes if you just say it to yourself, she's going to get loads of attention and treats because of a test. It sort of sounds a bit weird, and then when it comes to it, it's actually really important. Oh, he's coming out.
What was it? I don't think it's useful. U-S-A-L-L-Y. Did I get you?
How was it, love?
Yeah, it was okay.
How many marks did you get? Did
Yeah.
you think you did well?
Yeah, it was alright. It's quite tiring.
Can you remember what the first spelling was?
Yeah, I think it was trouble. Because, you know, I can easily spell trouble. Yeah, it's T-R-N-L-E. Because, you know, right?
Towards the end of the week, Arthur had a bad experience in his SATs during a maths reasoning test. He said he got upset and couldn't concentrate. For Suzanne and I, it's raised a dilemma whether to tell him if he hasn't done well when we find out in a few weeks' time.
He's entering a new phase of development, and so I don't really want him to have this self-image as a failure. I don't. As if we just were to say to him, we're not going to even discuss the results because it's not important, then in a way we're sort of protecting him from that.
I tried to get one, Holly. I stood there in front of those monsters, but I just...
It does make me sad.
I couldn't.
You just want the best for your children. You want to put them in an environment where they're given the same chances as other children. I know dyslexia is known as a special need, but for me it's a difference. But I'm not going to label him as a failure because he's not.
A3, Dad. A3.
Careful.
When Arthur and I set out on this journey a year ago, we were hoping to establish that dyslexia might be a gift and not just a weakness.
Yeah, it's this one.
We've met lots of successful dyslexic people who support that view, but the academics are arguing over the scientific evidence. Then a few weeks ago, an archaeologist from Cambridge University got in touch with me. She's been developing a theory about dyslexia that promises to turn our understanding of it on its head.
It's just a new year. So this is my theory on the ghouls.
She believes humans evolved different but complementary ways of thinking as a result of dramatic climate changes over 100,000 years ago. It relates to something called the exploitation-exploration trade-off.
Exploitation is making use of known information. Exploration is to explore new possibilities. Cognitive abilities you needed in order to survive in that environment were not possible for a single brain. We had to specialise in different abilities. So it's not that one kind of is better than the other. They all kind of work together as a complementary parts in a whole. We're then capable of processing a much broader range of information in far greater complexity than a group of individuals who all processed information in the same way. So if I was to sum up what dyslexia is, I think it's an enhanced ability to explore and adapt to change.
It was her struggle with dyslexia as a young person that has inspired Dr. Helen as an adult.
I just couldn't keep up and they tried to chuck me off my undergrad degree. But then I got diagnosed with dyslexia And so I was allowed to stay, but it took me 5 years to finish my degree, and it was really hard. I've been obsessed with dyslexia since my 20s, just trying to understand what it is. And then when I came up with this evolution idea, it's all I think about. I've just been doing this, just obsessed with this and trying to figure it out for years, and now I think I've finally figured out what's going on. Because our education system is based on exploitation of knowledge, it's based on keeping things the same and using known information and more fine detailed processing for technologies like reading and writing. These people with more exploratory forms of cognition really struggle in that environment, and then we've mistakenly identified them as having a developmental disorder. But actually what I think has happened is that we've misunderstood how our species have evolved, and that this form of cognition was critical to our survival and maybe critical to our survival in the future.
I much prefer to see my son as a wonderful ingredient in the successful evolution of the species, rather than just someone with a faulty brain. But you may be wondering why I've been so bothered to know whether dyslexia is a gift or a curse. Well, it's because it's a label, isn't it?
Oh, come on!
I don't want Arthur to be encumbered with a label that is only negative. At the start of our film, Arthur wrote to the dyslexic comedian Eddie Izzard to see if he would offer him some advice on how to pursue his love of comedy.
If you're going to be a comedian, you need to have a catchphrase.
You don't have to, Dad.
Larry Grayson, he's an old comic from the 1970s. His catchphrase was, "Shut that door."
Oh, that's funny, yeah. Yeah, I like that one. Oh, yep, here. Yep.
Today, we're meeting him in central London.
Can you go in?
Yep. You coming or?
I think he's in there.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Arthur.
Hello, Arthur. Do you want to come in?
Yes, thank you.
Come in with camera as well.
Thank you.
So, what you want to talk to me? You want to ask me something?
Well, I'm dyslexic, and you're dyslexic.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to be a comedian when I grow up.
And therefore, what? Do you want me to tell you how?
Yeah, what inspired you to be?
Well, I think the comedian thing is linked. Well, I think dyslexic people are more creative. You see, because I think people who are not dyslexic tend to think up and down the line, and we tend to think sideways. We put weird connections together. Yeah, I think it's. I do stream of consciousness, and I try and control it, because then members of the public can react to it. But I know that mainstream members of the public don't get my stuff at all.
Yeah, I think what I like about being a comedian is kind of like the ideas to do with like so the creativeness, really.
Right.
And like the different characters that you can like play with, because I used to walk around in this imaginary game and just putting all these different characters in and different worlds, and then I would actually, this is a little sad, I was like the king of this giant world, or like I was the king of the
Well, that's like a story.
system.
That's basic early story writing.
Yeah.
Because I would invent things, and I did used to sit. I haven't told people this really, but I invented things with. I was fascinated by lawnmowers. Lots of pictures of me and my dad's petrol-driven lawnmower, and I thought if you get a lawnmower engine, and then you get some wood and string, you could make. I made a submarine that was a helicopter. It was a helicopter that went underwater. To be a comedian, you need to. Well, the way I do it is you tell stories and then you keep throwing the audience, because you head off in different tangents that they're not expecting. You connect things together. I had this bit of stand-up about whales, you know, whales in the sea, and they go, roar, and they think they're talking to other whales. And I said, maybe they're the DJs of the sea, and that was actually a song that they're doing, because they call it whale song, and if you speed it up, it goes, and so that's a silly idea, but it could be possible, and those kind of connections, that's a thing which I think, you know, the average person just wouldn't look at that because they just go, no, they're just making whale song. But I think dyslexia is a gift with negative things that go with it. Certain things you can't really do with, certain things we can do. Well, good luck to you, Arthur. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting to you. Nice meeting you as well.
Nice meeting you and you and you.
Yes, and all the many different people that we've all met. Cheers.
Lovely meeting you.
It was great for Arthur to meet a comic icon like Eddie Izzard and see how dyslexia had played a part in his success.
Nice. See you. See you.
On our journey, we had encountered many successful adults who felt their dyslexia was a strength. But the sad truth is, there are surely no children struggling at school with reading and writing who feel their dyslexia is a wonderful gift. It's a thought that was at the forefront of my mind a few days later when Arthur came home from school with a big white envelope containing his SATs results.
Don't open it just yet. Just wear your glasses. Wear your glasses. 1 minute, Artie.
I think we were all quite tense.
All right. Well, do we actually need this? I just don't really want to. I just don't want to, you know, touch it.
Yeah.
Arthur actually did much better than we thought he would in his SATs. He got above the national average in all 3 subjects. But he understands that the biggest challenge is yet to come, and that's at high school.
That's your score there for math. Overall.
Well done, love.
Well done.
You did incredibly well.
Yeah. Arthur's general knowledge has always really impressed me. Encouraging others, myself included, to think outside the box. I'm sure he will continue to make good progress at high school. Good luck.
We're so proud of you.
It makes me sad reading those words. It makes me happy, sad, and
yes.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, isn't it? You're proving to yourself what happens with hard work, haven't you? So we know what it takes. It's just a case of keep doing the same thing. Yes?
Yes.
High five.
I'm gonna thrive at high school, hopefully.
You will.
It's like, this is like what I've done in primary school, right? And then in high school, I'm gonna like double this.
Yes.
It's the, you know, like those seeds that attach onto body. It's like a new metaphor now. Like my seeds haven't been taken from a dog for a very long time, so they're very dry and lonely, and they've never been spreaded, you know. So, and then when I go to high school, the dog's gonna come past, and all the seeds gonna, you know, lock onto its fur, and then they're gonna fall off, and then they're gonna grow back into big trees, normally weeds, but okay, big trees, and then they're gonna, you know, blossom there, and that's where I'm gonna end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just a flower.